You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Yunette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Thursday, July 3rd, pre-Independence Day. In our top story, nationally, President Trump's legislation clears its final hurdle in Congress, passing the House of Representatives, and it's now heading to the Oval Office for his signature ahead of his July 4th imposed signature date. News 25's Rory Rosell has a closer look at the key elements from the floor, including speeches and how the final votes stacked up in Congress.
On this vote, the yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
The fight is over on Capitol Hill as House Republicans push through President Donald Trump's $4.5 trillion tax and spending package, sending the sweeping legislation to the White House for final approval. The bill narrowly passed the House on Thursday, July 3rd by a vote of 218 to 214, just days before the 4th of July deadline. The final House vote came after a grueling day on Capitol Hill, which also included a record-setting floor speech from House Majority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who delayed the proceedings for 8 hours and 44 minutes in a last attempt to rally opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in strong opposition to Donald Trump's one big, ugly bill. This disgusting abomination, the GOP tax scam that guts Medicaid, rips food from the mouths of children, seniors, and veterans, and rewards billionaires with massive tax breaks. But I'm here today to make it clear that I'm going to take my time and ensure that the American people fully understand how damaging this bill will be to their quality of life.
2 Republicans did break rank and vote against this measure, though House GOP leaders still held their slim majority. House Speaker Mike Johnson also spoke during the proceedings, offering his insight on this bill, representing the Republican Party.
We come a long way. We began this process really about 15 months ago. We had a sense, and we believed that we would have unified government. We would have this moment where the Republican Party would be given control of the White House and the Senate and the House. And we determined to ourselves that we would not waste that historic opportunity. We've had spirited debates, we've had months of deliberation, and now we are finally ready to fulfill our promise to the American people. I mean this sincerely. I thank my colleagues for standing. We all should be united in that. We are. We have squabbles, we have partisan debates and all of this, but at the end of the day, we're all Americans, man. And we gotta believe that. We gotta know it. We gotta recognize that we live in the greatest nation in the history of the world. It's not even close.
President Trump is expected to deliver remarks at a bill signing ceremony coinciding with Independence Day celebrations.
And in local news, we are sharing information with you about the 2-vehicle accident that occurred on Highway 160 and Basin earlier today.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
At approximately 12:20 p.m. today, a two-vehicle accident occurred at the intersection of Highway 160 and Basin Avenue, involving a U-Haul truck and a white GMC pickup. According to the driver of the U-Haul, he was traveling northbound in the number 2 lane when his dog jumped into his lap, momentarily distracting him. The driver stated that he took his eyes off the road, causing the vehicle to strike the curb near the right turn lane. This impact redirected the U-Haul into the oncoming lane, where it collided with the back left side of the GMC truck, resulting in significant damage. The driver of the GMC was transported to Desert View Hospital with unknown injuries. Traffic was temporarily rerouted around the crash scene while authorities conducted their investigation and cleanup. No further information has been released at this time.
And as the Silver State gears up for this 4th of July holiday weekend, which starts tomorrow, our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers joins us now with our weekly military update.
As military enrollment numbers are the highest they've been in years, while illegal border acts and actors have plummeted to the lowest in recorded history, on this eve of Independence Day 2025, Assistant to the Secretary of Defense for Public Affairs and Senior Advisor Sean Parnell recently released the latest defense update straight out of the Pentagon. Now let's hear from Sean concerning the heroic acts of our Operation Midnight Hammer B-2 pilots, details from last week's NATO summit in The Hague, and how U.S. military ships are set to sail under different terminology.
At President Trump's direction, the United States military successfully conducted Operation Midnight Hammer and completely obliterated Iran's nuclear capability, resulting in a ceasefire of the 12-day war. Our brave B-2 pilots flew nearly 40 hours through the night under radar, dropping 14 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrators, or MOPs, on Iran's secure nuclear enrichment site.
Of Operation Midnight Hammer, the president stated, quote, "Monumental damage was done to all nuclear sites in Iran, as shown by satellite images. Obliteration is an accurate term. The white structure shown is deeply embedded into the rock, with even its roof well below ground level and completely shielded from flame. The biggest damage took place far below ground level. Bullseye," end quote.
That is 420,000 pounds of bombs. So despite what you might see in the fake news and from leakers who are now under criminal investigation, it's clear to everyone that Operation Midnight Hammer was a massive success. And we are incredibly proud of the execution of this mission, so well done to this nation's warfighters.
The mission was the largest operational strike administered by B-2 Spirit stealth bombers and the second longest B-2 mission ever flown in U.S. history.
The Secretary also attended the NATO summit in the Netherlands alongside President Trump and Secretary Rubio. While there, in a very historic milestone, our NATO allies committed to dramatically increasing their defense spending to 5% of their respective GDPs. American taxpayers will no longer have to foot the bill to protect Europe, and that's a great thing. This investment strengthens our relationships and alliances with our neighbors overseas.
At the formal session of NATO heads of state and government last week, Allied leaders adopted a summit declaration that set a new benchmark for defense investment with an emphasis on increased defense industrial production.
We will no longer be naming our ships after political activists, but after heroes who exemplify the warrior ethos. The USNS Harvey Milk has officially been renamed to the USNS Oscar V. Peterson. The ship is named after Chief Petty Officer Oscar V. Peterson, who was badly burned trying to save his ship during the Battle of Coral Sea in 1942. Peterson died of his injuries and was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. We are so grateful for his heroic service.
We've got two great 4th of July parades coming up tomorrow here in Clark County, up in Summerlin, and Nye County's proud Pahrump parade right here in sizzling southern Nevada. Reporting from Las Vegas and shooting it back over the hump to Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
Well, they're like the Oscars of the sports world. We'll tell you which Las Vegas legend in the making in sports is up for an ESPY award when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, A'ja Wilson is doing it again, making history not only as an MVP, but possibly an ESPY Award winner. Mikey Ruhan has all that and more in our sports report right now.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aviators got crushed on Wednesday night 13-7 against the Oklahoma City Comet. Rematch this evening at 6:05. Former Las Vegas Aviator, future Las Vegas A's, current Oakland Athletic Jacob Wilson has made all-star history in his rookie season. In a historic first, Wilson was voted the American League starting shortstop, becoming the first rookie to win the fan vote at that position. Representing the Oakland Athletics, Wilson stood out in the field, usually led by veteran stars. UNLV basketball legend Stacey Augmon is returning to his alma mater. The athletic department announced Augmon is joining the basketball staff as Director of Community Engagement. A'ja Wilson is a strong contender for the 2025 ESPY Awards based on her WNBA achievements and nominations. Aces are in action right now against the Indiana Fever. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
All right, that is an awesome dog there, Mikey. That's what we're all going to be doing on the 4th tomorrow. Well, turning now to more local news, we don't just serve communities, we are a part of them. That's also the motto of Valley Electric Association, and Valley Electric champions the essential role of deep community engagement, understanding that their shared future depends on it.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
What does community mean to you? To us, it means powering the lives of the members we serve. But it's more than providing energy. In a community, neighbors look out for each other, and that's what we aim to do for you, because we're led by you, the members we serve, not by outside investors who are only looking to make a profit. This means we'll choose you and our community's best interest every time. For us, the power of community comes from the people who live here. That includes our employees and board members who live right here in our community. You'll see them at ball games, fall festival, and other local events. Whether we're investing in tomorrow's leaders through our youth programs and scholarships, helping you save energy at home, or volunteering to improve the lives of our neighbors, we're working hard to make this a better place to live and work. Valley Electric was created by the community for the community, and there's no place we would rather be. We love what we do because of members like you.
Have a happy and safe Independence Day from Valley Electric Association and our family of companies.
Time now for our tech tip from Great Computer Deals, and today they're sharing the message about how you should stay away from phishing scams.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump own Great Computer Deals, and it's time for another quick tutorial. We're going to continue right along. We're talking about online scams. If you watched the last video, we talked about the fake antivirus or the fake tech support scams and how to spot those. The one we're talking about today is what we call the phishing scams. Phishing scams typically come in the form of an email, but sometimes you might find them on a website as well. But more commonly, you see it in the form of an email. And what does this look like? Typically, a phishing scam email is going to come from a company that you've probably heard of or maybe even do business with. That's how they come across as valid, is they're not going to say, hey, we're a scammer, give us your information. They're going to say, hey, this is Netflix. Hey, this is Wells Fargo. Hey, this is Microsoft. They're going to pose, and what they're going to say is, thank you for your account, but we need your account information verified. So click this button, come to the site, and fill out this form with all the details. And they'll make this website and form look legitimate. It's going to have the right coloring, it's going to have the company logo, it's not going to have broken English anymore like it used to in the past. It's going to look legitimate. But all you're doing when you fill out that form is you're literally giving all your account information for, say, your bank over to one of these Indian scammers, right on a platter. Don't ever fall for a phishing scam. These legitimate companies like your bank, they already have your account information. They don't need you to verify it. That right there is a red flag alone. So again, guys, keep an eye out for this stuff. We're seeing it all the time. Do not be the next victim. There's other scams that are out there, and we're going to talk more about them, but you got to catch it on the next video. Thank you guys for watching this one. See you next time.
So what are your plans this Independence Day? Hopefully you plan to stay away from the fire department. All that and more when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, the 4th of July is tomorrow, and that means lots of food, fun, and fireworks. And if you're planning to set them off, it's important to be careful and fire safe.
Today's health report is brought to you by Desert View Hospital. When you or a loved one needs medical attention, Desert View Hospital is ready to help. We've been providing friendly and compassionate care to our neighbors since 2006, including emergency services available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit desertviewhospital.com to learn more. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital.
So despite preventive measures and campaigning hard against firework safety, every year we end up with a lot of injuries, a lot more than we would like to see. And the most common injuries are usually to the hand or the fingers. The other most common place is the face, the ears, and the general area up here. So very, very dangerous.
Dr. Alan Kappen is an urgent care physician at Cleveland Clinic. He says fireworks really should be left to the professionals, but if you are going to use them, consider following these tips. First, check the laws of where you live. Every city and state has different rules when it comes to what is legal. Make sure to wear protective gear and safety glasses. As for location, pick an area with a hard, flat surface away from buildings, vehicles, and anything flammable. Only light one firework at a time. You should also have a bucket of water or an extinguisher on hand. Finally, if the firework does not go off, do not attempt to relight it. Instead, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes and then soak it in water. After that, wrap it in plastic and throw it away.
The other topic that's very common is the involvement of children. It's very important that children do not get involved at all. Even the sparklers, which are very, very famous, they tend to burn at about 2,000 degrees. And they can cause a lot of injury. It's enough to melt a piece of metal. But we do have safer alternatives for children, which are usually the party poppers or the snaps or the silly strings. Those are things that they can use, that they could still enjoy and celebrate with and be included in the festivities.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Here's our pre-Independence Day Lerner and Rowe weather cam, and yes, there are lots of scattered clouds in the area, and there are thunderstorms rolling through Clark County. Be careful out there, but there's always a rainbow on the other end. More in weather after the break.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Good
evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rossell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. And taking a look at Nevada right now, up in northern Nevada, Fernley is looking at 93 degrees. Fallon is looking at 96, 87 in Carson City. Tonopah is looking at 85 degrees. Goldfield is at 86. Beatty is at 96 degrees. Amargosa is at 101 degrees. Las Vegas is at 97, and Death Valley is at 113 today. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, it's currently 96 degrees. The high today was 98. Wind blowing south at 13 miles per hour. Humidity 17% with sunny skies. The sun rose this morning at 5:31 and is setting tonight at 8:05 p.m. The humidity rises up to 24%, and the wind continues to blow southeast at 13 miles per hour tonight. The low tonight is going to be 78 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Tomorrow on Independence Day, it will be 100 degrees, though there is going to be a little bit of wind, so make sure to stay safe out there with all of your fireworks. Jumping to Saturday, it will also be 100 degrees, 103 on Sunday, 104 on Monday, 105 on Tuesday, and then up to 108 next Wednesday and 109 next Thursday. Make sure to stay hydrated and stay safe out there this weekend. Back to the desk, here's Unette.
That's right, Rory. Everyone out there on the 4th enjoying the fireworks should drink plenty of water, and if you can, stay in the shade. Well, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Happy 4th.